bitches. It is your classic metal show with a long intro with Halloween. And this is Neeley along with my trick-or-treat partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, sir? How we doing?
I'm doing well. I'm here. I'm ready to do the show. I'm in good form, ready to dole out the greatness to the masses.
Well, good. Glad to hear.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
I don't even know what that means to me anymore.
Nothing
Nothing
at all. You know what it means? That you turned out your lights and pretended you weren't here from 6 to 8.
Were you here?
Well, I had all my lights turned off. Fuck them kids.
I didn't see anybody trouncing through the neighborhood at all, so I don't even know if they did anything around here, to be honest with you.
I saw a bunch of people walking up and down the street dressed like nurses. Oh, that's right. They're just fucking faggots wearing masks. Sorry.
Like a surgeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I to be honest with you, I don't even know if, I didn't hear, not that I pay any attention to local news, but I didn't hear that, Trick or Treat was canceled or anything. I'm not aware that it is, but I don't think I saw anybody, going through my neighborhood at all.
Right.
So,
yeah, they were rolling through my neighborhood there for a little bit, but I don't know if, I don't know that they, I know one thing, they didn't knock on my door. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Well, if they did knock on my door, I'm sure I had some old lunch meat in the fridge.
Here's an ice cube.
Yeah. I'm sure I could have dug up a science project or two.
That's right.
Here you go. Here's some really creepy trick or treat candy.
Yeah, here's some moldy bread because it's Halloween.
Exactly. Yeah, just leave it out a little bit longer, and you'll grow your own Jason Myers.
That's right.
Well, here it is. It's the last day of October.
Unreal. This year's going so fast for a year that's going so slow.
I know. It's a really this year will be a year that you'll never forget
or never want to remember.
That part is true as well.
Yeah.
But if I live to be a ripe old age and I don't have any grandkids to kids or grandkids to pass anything, I don't know who I'm going to tell my stories to. Well, back in 2020, the whole world was locked down. You don't know pain until you know the whole world is locked down.
You'll tell it to the guy that works at your assisted living so he doesn't beat you. Let me tell you a story, Sonny.
Yeah, if it ever gets to the point to where I need to go to an assisted living center, I'm going to end it right there.
You'll assist it with a bullet?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll take myself out.
I know. Why would you want to live that way?
I don't know. Fortunately, when I think back about, my family legacy and heritage,
mm-hmm.
I don't know of anybody in my family that ever had to go to an assisted living home.
Yeah.
Or was, invalid in their own home where they needed somebody to care for them.
Yeah. We've had a couple. My dad died. My dad kicked it in hospice for the last, I think, 8 days of his life, something like that. But
well, that's hospice though.
Yeah.
That isn't exactly assisted living.
No.
That's assisted dying.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Here, take more drugs.
Yeah.
Feel better.
But as far as like living in a nursing home or anything, my grandfather passed away at 96. He was still at home. My grandmother, she passed away at I think my grandpa was 93 and my grandma was 96, and she lived with my dad and she got around to the day that she died.
Yeah.
And then, my dad's sister, she just passed away and she was 93 and she lived at her home by herself.
Right.
And then, I can't think of anybody on my mom's side who, needed to live in any kind of assisted living at all. So, fortunately, I think, my family has fairly good longevity genes, I guess.
Sure. Dude, I just think of the end of The Sopranos with Junior Soprano in that nursing home, and I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd rather do anything than that.
Yeah. Well, when I used to drive a cab, oh, so many years ago, one of the things that our cab service offered was picking up and delivering, prescriptions.
Right.
And I had to deliver prescriptions to numerous assisted living centers, and it always creeped me out to go into those places.
Yeah.
I had to go in there with the prescriptions and deliver them to the front desk and stuff, and it was just,
Right.
ugh.
Should have
If this is where my life brought me to, yeah, that's going to be the end of it.
just that smell.
Oh, it's a stench, man.
Just that smell of rotting people.
Ugh.
It's the smell of over it's the overactive smell of room cleaner or detergent or whatever,
Yeah.
combined with the smell of death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I agree. I completely agree. Like my dad, he's 91 and he lives at home by himself.
Right.
He gets around fine. He's in good health for his age.
Right. Well, yeah, you've got the right genes to just do it, you know. And if you don't live to be 100, it'll be because you get killed in a car accident or something. And
Yeah, or something.
I'm sure if it's quick, you won't even care about that. You'll be like, yeah, whatever. So I got decapitated driving down the freeway. So what? I'm done.
And I often wonder if and when the point comes where you just get tired of living.
Well, I can tell you, it was about 9 years ago, Neely.
Well, here you're still here to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I just, I can see it. I can definitely see it coming, though.
Well, I mean, being depressed over something, I can kind of get that, but that's not like a day in, day out thing. That's like a temporary hurdle,
Hmm.
but if it gets to the point to where you're just completely miserable, where people get to the point to where, if you like live in Oregon or somewhere like that, where they do have assisted suicide
Yeah.
over there and stuff like that, at what point do you go, yeah, I'm so ready to go?
Do you think that it comes from a health reason for you? Would it be for a health reason or would it be just I can't stand society
Well,
anymore?
see, I don't know that. That's kind of where I was going with that question. It's like, at what point do you say you're relatively healthy, but you're just worn out,
Mhm.
you're mentally worn out. You just don't feel as if there's anything really left to live for.
Right.
You feel like maybe you're just existing.
Yeah. Dude, I'd be like out. I've done everything. I see. I have no fear of it. I have no fear of dying because I've been dead.
Hmm.
So for as far as I'm concerned, I've already gotten more than I was supposed to. I've done everything that I want to do. So, if society goes to shit, whatever, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, my dad's mother-in-law, she passed away like a few years ago,
Hmm.
and she more or less, there was really nothing wrong with her per se.
Right.
I think she just reached that point in her life where it was just like, yeah, I'm done living, and she more or less just stopped eating.
Yeah.
There was really nothing wrong with her. I mean, she got to the point to where she, stopped eating. She just wouldn't eat. She wouldn't take any nutrition in, and so my dad had to take her to the hospital to where they kept her there for like 48 hours and pumped her full of, uh, nutrients and stuff, and more or less, uh, revived her, I guess, if you want to
Right.
call it that, and she was back to being her old self. But within a matter of weeks, she was back to the not eating, and
Sure.
she just more or less faded away.
Yeah. See, that's my unfortunate problem. I'm so goddamn fat that it would still take me a year to stop eating and die.
Yeah, she just let herself die, I guess. I mean, there was, again, she didn't have an illness. She wasn't sick. She wasn't suffering from any,
Mhm.
complications of anything. She just more or less just said, yeah, I'm done living.
Yeah. Well, that's the telltale they say is once you stop eating, that's when you've given up.
Hmm.
That's when you've officially given it up and you just stop. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yep. And that's more or less what she did.
Yeah. Well, she's stronger than me. You know, you would have thought there'd be some relative that would wave a fucking slice of pizza or whatever she liked the most under her nose. Like, come on, Granny.
Yeah.
Come on. You know, that would be hard. As a fat guy, I can say I doubt I could starve myself to death.
Well, she kind of, that's what she did.
I think if I was going to really go out, I would eat and drink myself to death.
Mm-hmm.
I would go the other way. Just
like you'd be like Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You've seen that movie, right?
Yeah, I have. And that's exactly how I'd be. I would go with my vices until I was done.
Yeah.
That's a good way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he lost his job, lost his wife, lost his home, sold everything, got rid of his car, and just used whatever money he had left over from his severance pay and his car and all, whatever. And he just used it to buy booze till he was dead.
That's right. It's a good way to go.
Oof. Who was that? Who was the chick? Was that Elizabeth Shue in that movie?
It was Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, she was hot in that movie.
Yeah, that ended quickly.
In that movie, I said.
I was gonna say, because what happened to Elizabeth Shue?
I don't know that in that movie. Yeah. That's all I know. I know she was obviously she was in a few movies. She was in the Karate Kid and that Babysitter movie.
Yeah,
and then that Leaving Las Vegas. Those are the only three that I know of.
Yeah, and then after that, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, life did not treat her so well, apparently.
No, but I did like her in that movie, though. She was slutty and whatnot, but yet she still had a certain air of class about her.
Yeah, she doesn't look that bad now. She's gone from being hot to being sort of plain.
Okay.
Let me pop one of these up here. Hold on. Let's see. Open link and open image in a new tab.
Let's take a look on CMS TV. Yeah. Let's see what Elizabeth Shue is looking like these days.
There's Elizabeth Shue today.
Oh, she ain't too bad.
No, she's like a regular girl 6.
Yeah, well, at least she's kept it together. At least she didn't balloon up or anything.
Yeah, she's not Kirstie Alley'd.
No, not at all. She's okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, at least she doesn't have meth teeth or anything.
Yeah, it's not it's not model anymore, but
no.
But it's still pretty decent.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah.
I'd take her grocery shopping.
Let her babysit my kids.
Well, she does have experience with that. She made a whole movie about that, for Christ's sakes.
Right.
Oh, God. Haley Kill Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John Alphabet.
Hey, what's up, John Alphabet?
I was hearing you guys talking about Elizabeth Shue, and she will be on Cobra Kai season 3 coming up whenever it starts.
Is that right? Well, Chris is into that.
I like Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I think it's better than the movie series.
So
I agree.
So do you have Elizabeth Shue on your Google alerts that you knew that right away?
No, I'm just a hardcore Cobra Kai fan, and I've seen the teaser trailers and all that, and she's in one part where the phone rings and she wakes up.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there you go, Chris. You got the answer to Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah, she's doing Cobra Kai.
She'll be on a one of your favorite shows.
She will, and I gotta admit, I do like that show a lot.
Man, I'm telling you, Neil, you need to check it out. It's awesome.
Well, you know what? There's just I'm gone like 10 to 12 hours a day, and the very few hours that I have in the day to watch TV, there is just way too much to catch up on. So I don't know.
It is. You're right about that.
I mean, I try not to spend my entire free time just watching stuff, but it's hard not to as well. So, we're going to talk about something that Chris and I both watched this week in the second hour. So,
very cool.
Yeah,
I'll be definitely checking that out.
So we'll be talking about a documentary series that we watched this week, and I got a lot to say about it.
I thought you were going to say. Cool. I thought you were going to say Mariah videos.
No.
That's about all I watched all week.
Oh, I was on a Mariah Jag last week.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you're a week behind me, Chris.
Yeah, but like everybody else, I poached her as a friend.
You did
You showed her to me, and I poached her as my friend.
right away. All right, is that it there?
There you go, my man.
All right, well, hail and kill.
Hell and kill, fuck you, pal, and hang tough.
Right, hang tough.
There you go.
All right, so now we know that Elizabeth Shue is going to have at least a active acting part, or on an upcoming episode of Cobra Kai.
Good. Can't wait for that. I
Mhm.
love that show.
All right. I wonder if she will be reprising her role in wearing her tight jeans.
She could. Looks like she's kept it together enough to do that.
Yeah.
So good. I'm glad to hear that she's still out there.
All right. Very good. All right. Very cool. Anything going on this week with you? I know that you went out and did a little birthday celebratory thing yesterday.
I did. Boy, did I smoke a lot of pot. I was high.
Were you?
Holy smokes. Yes, I was. And I loved it. It was just really good weed that just really soaked my head. And I just was like, dude, I'll tell you how high I was. We were so high because it was supposed to be dinner and then, some drinks and some pot after. We got so high that we forgot to eat. Just flat out forgot to even cook the steaks.
You forgot to cook the steaks.
Yeah, it got to be like 9:30 or something, and Kels looked at me and she was like, dude, do you want to eat? And I was like, not really.
So basically you started out with dessert first.
Yes, that's exactly it.
So instead of food, drinks, and weed, it was weed and drinks, and that's where it went.
Yeah, that was it. Food was the ice cubes in the drink.
There you go.
But yeah, that was my birthday celebration. Just got high watching some movies, listening to some music, and smoking the weed.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, nothing, man. Worked. Did a lot of work this week. Did a lot of working on some behind the scenes shit with the CMS podcast network and the CMS itself. Something I haven't even shared with you yet, but I'm in the process of trying to build us our own, like a Netflix type of a deal that's just for CMS and CMS podcast network stuff, because I'm done with the fucking censorship. I'm just completely done with it.
Can't blame you. After watching Osama bin Dorsey on being testified up there on Capitol Hill.
I know. What the hell?
Jesus.
Nice beard, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, after and I watched some of that too, because as you know, I really don't care that much about politics, but I absolutely fucking number one habit for me is paying attention to censorship stuff. And I watched that and I just was like, all right, it wasn't bad enough that Dorsey and Zuckerfuck were absolutely just saying, yeah, we're doing it. So what? Fuck you. But the congressional people or Senate, I forget which they were in, but wherever they were in, just was like, oh, okay, well, that's the way it goes, I guess. Other than Ted Cruz, nobody even fucking raised an eyebrow.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, all right, well, that's the way it goes.
Well, here's the thing. The whole, what this is all leading up to is that these social media giants have certain protections.
Yeah.
And what like Senator Cruz and the committees are trying to do is they're trying to lift those protections from them,
as they should.
And that's probably where, if Trump gets reelected, I guarantee you that will be on the table to get that done.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope it's his top agenda when it's done is to fucking end this goddamn cancel culture and censorship.
Yeah. Just
end it. But as is always the case with me, I got to look out for us, for me and you, for the CMS. And I've been taking the steps. I've been taking it slowly, but I'm done being slowly about it. When I see that they're absolutely saying we're gonna censor you, and I see guys that I that I pay attention to that I know are not really doing anything radical, that are getting strikes on their channels and getting threatened and getting banned. Guys like Tim Pool as an example. It's like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
It's time. And dude, you cannot even imagine the amount of people this week that bitched through the Facebook, especially about, because I said last week that we're not going to use Facebook as anything more than spam.
Yeah.
And we're not. I set up the Gab. I set up the Minds. I'm going to put some free CMS TV stuff out there on Gab and Minds. I'm going to do, I was going to do one with you Thursday, but you weren't home. I was going to do some bonus content that's just for the people that have CMS TV or that are on our Minds or our Gab page. I think me and you probably will do one this week, either Tuesday or Thursday, depending on.
I should be home all week.
The only thing with Tuesday is I don't know that we want to do it, during the election shit. But maybe like an after election thing we could do on Thursday, because I've got Aftershocks Wednesday. But maybe Thursday we'll do something, and we'll just make it available just to people that are, I can set it up so that the only people that could see it are Minds or Gab people.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just put it there. If people want bonus content here, it's free, as long as you use our social media to fucking get to it.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on socials, then you're going to be on our socials.
Right. Well, let me just make it clear, not that I'm active at all on social media, because I'm not, but because social media is a necessary evil, and I use the word evil because Twitter and Facebook are the enemy now. If you use Twitter or Facebook and that's your main platform for social media, just forget the CMS exists in your world. Okay.
Yeah. We're done. I'm not going to be posting. I'm not posting anymore on it. I'm not. I mean, I have it set up to where and I'm telling people in advance. So if you're listening, understand, you being on the CMS's Facebook page now or the Twitter is the equivalent of sitting around at 2 a.m. watching infomercials, because that's only what's going to be out there from now on is going to be, hey, we have an app. Hey, buy my book. Hey, Neely's got shirts for sale. Hey, the show airs on Saturdays. That's all that's going to be on it. We're not going to be doing giveaways. We're not going to be doing bonus content, nothing. It's only going to be available on the uncensored platforms. That is BitChute, Gab, Minds, maybe Parler, but I'm really not liking Parler too much, and Vimeo. If it ain't there, then go fuck yourself. And that's how I honestly feel.
Well, as you should, especially after watching these jagoffs up there giving their testimony or testifying about the role that their companies are playing in censoring news, censoring content,
right,
removing things that they don't agree with, and so on and so forth. And again, why are you becoming a slave to that?
Yeah.
Or why do you continue to be a slave to that?
Yeah. When what's his name? The Twitter guy, Dorsey, Jack Dorsey.
Yeah. Osama bin Dorsey.
When Dorsey said, yeah, we let the user community police it by flagging videos. Fuck that. Since when do I have? So basically the only way I can have something on your fucking shitbag platform is if I say something that the majority of people like. I can't say anything that is actually true to my own feelings. I just have to go with fucking groupthink. Go fuck yourself, Dorsey. Just go fuck yourself.
Well, that goes back to, when we heard our good friend Jericho Green on the show, and he was talking about getting his concealed carry and the qualifications that they have to pass, and that includes asking your coworkers or neighbors and stuff about you, and if somebody doesn't like you or something, they could say something negative about you that could impact whether you could have a concealed carry or not. It's same way with the, the Twitter or whatever. It's like, this guy said something I don't like. Flag it.
Yeah. Nope. Not for us. It's weird because I've had to go. It started 2 years ago, and you remember as well as anybody, the fucking users were like, "Oh, you're just overreacting to shit."
Yeah, I know, but
CMS is
you're not even on their radar.
Yeah. And now we're getting hit with it left and right to where I'm building platforms left and right that will avoid this. I built the podcast network, and then I immediately started internalizing building the podcast network so that even if Anchor fucking nukes us at some point, and that's still up in the air with Anchor being owned by Spotify. So, if Anchor nukes us at some point, you can still get our podcast without even a blip, and I encourage everybody, even if you're on Anchor right now, go over to CMSPN.com, CMS Podcast Network, and sign up there instead of from Anchor. Because that way, no matter what happens, I control that. Anchor doesn't control that. I physically control the files and the RSS feed and all that. And I'm doing the same thing with CMS TV now. I'm going to build us our own fucking network. That is the only one I got to please is myself and you. And that's it. As long as the two of us agree on the content, then it fucking stays. Fuck groupthink. The only groupthink we need for our business is us two.
Yeah. I saw that, again, Joe Rogan, had, Alex Jones on the show this week.
Yeah, it was good too.
And it's almost got 10 million views on YouTube already.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Did you watch it or no?
No, I did. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. The only thing that was annoying is Joe is such a fucking scaredy cat now.
Yeah.
Every 2 fucking seconds. So hold on. Let's prove that. Let's prove it. Let's fact check.
Yeah, let's fact check. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Joe is so scared of his own fucking company. And he's got to do that. He's got to do that if he's got to set the precedent that Alex Jones can be on his show if he wants to have other quote unquote controversial guests on his show. And I would think everybody will be easier than Alex Jones because Alex does kind of talk fast.
Well, did you catch the early controversy about that through the Spotify?
What is their controversy? That they didn't like it?
Well,
employees?
Well, again, what happened is that episode was being uploaded to Spotify,
mm-hmm.
and somehow it just didn't make it up on Spotify. And so there was this big backlash, this big uproar about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they came out with this excuse that there was something wrong with the metadata or something, and it just didn't upload correctly, and they had to re-engineer it or retool it so they could upload it, and blah blah blah. Right. What a bunch of horse shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean that only happened on the one that people have a problem with?
Yeah, it only happened on the one that people want to see.
Yeah.
It's false flag, Neeley. It's false flag.
Yeah. So I guess from what I've heard, again, there's nothing really reported out there aside from just the talk.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the internals of the Spotify, the pink hair people,
yeah,
they were just losing their fucking mind.
I'm sure they were.
That Rogan had Alex Jones on the show this week.
Fuck them. Fuck, they're employees. Do your fucking job. Your job is to make code changes. So make the code changes and shut the fuck up.
Get rid of them.
That's what I say. Get rid of them. If they're not going to do their job and they're going to complain about their fucking gig, you chose to work there. You don't make the decisions. Do your fucking job. That's it. Outside of that, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I agree that Rogan was trying to, walk the line on both sides, having Alex on and then of course trying to fact check him throughout the whole show.
Right.
But boy, let me take an over under on this.
Okay.
Here's the two choices.
Okay.
Does Rogan walk outside the line and Spotify ends his contract? Or does Rogan bow to the line? He keeps his contract, but the show becomes lame.
B.
Okay.
He's already showing it. He's already showing that he's afraid of losing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, dude, I thought the Alex Jones episode was excellent. I really did. I enjoyed it a lot, but it was not the same Joe Rogan as before.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree.
And they kept trying to blame it on that he's doing the sober October thing. Fuck that. That's bullshit. That was fucking bullshit. You know, he was doing it because his fucking keepers had told him flat out that if he puts out anything that's fucking Sandy Hookish, that they're going to fucking cancel him.
Yeah.
And that's why they fucking, I mean, literally, I think he said, wait a minute, we got to fact check this 100 times during that 3 hours. Easily, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was almost every other sentence.
Yeah. And it's
Hold on.
It's like, no, you don't. And this is where Joe is failing, you know, and I'm a big fan of Joe, so I hate having to shit on him, but this is where he's failing.
Well, again, it's comes down to everything we've said on here for a decade. Once you get money involved,
then you give up integrity.
Yeah, you got to bow to the masters.
Yeah, you sell your integrity for the money. And that's just what it feels like Joe is doing. He's like, well, you know, part of the appeal of the Joe Rogan show in the past was that he would have guests on that would say some weird, crazy shit. And Joe would explore it. It was like in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, but the Rogan experience was kind of like the next era of Coast to Coast AM after George Snorri took it over and ruined it. He ruined it, but here came Rogan, and Rogan always had like Alex Jones on, or some of these guys talking about different drugs and, you know, how they give you the right frame of mind to work, and, you know, all the crazy shit that Joe talks about, you know. And I think that was what its appeal was that it was so out there sometimes that it was interesting and fun. You know, if he's just going to be a fucking follower now, it's like, oh, hold on, we got to check every goddamn word out of your mouth for 3 fucking hours. That works with Alex Jones once. I don't think I would watch 3 more hours of Alex Jones that way. Would you?
No, of course not. Cause it interrupts the flow.
Yeah.
And it just takes the, you know, just the interesting quirk out of having Alex as a guest.
Yeah. Look, if they really want to do something like that, and this is completely up to Spotify, and I honestly wouldn't have a problem with this, although I think it would be lame as fuck. Since Spotify's employees have such a fucking hard problem with Joe, why don't they do the After Joe podcast, After the Experience podcast, where they can have their time to go on and refute anything that they hear on Joe Rogan's podcast? You know, and again, I'm not necessarily I would never listen to it in a million years, but if they're so hell-bent to fucking keep him in check, then fucking follow it and do your own fact checking. Just fact check it yourself and say, this is bullshit, or this isn't bullshit, or whatever. You know, but stop fucking with the main product. It's the only thing. Look, I don't know about everybody else. It's the only reason I have Spotify on my fucking phone.
Yeah.
Is to hear the Rogan show. And honestly, as much as I enjoyed the Alex Jones episode, thinking I might take it off of my phone because I don't like fucking censored shit. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
I agree. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, guys. Listen, I started listening to that Joe Rogan interview with Alex that came out within the last week or so. I did not follow it to conclusion, but I thought, and I haven't heard the entirety of your conversation, I just tuned in like maybe 10 minutes ago. I thought the fact that he was being fact-checked actually lended credibility to Alex, and it's garnered a lot of other people's attention. So correct me where I'm wrong here.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. It did in most of the cases in fact, I think in every case when Alex was saying stuff, they were absolutely proving what Alex was saying was correct. And it does set an ugly precedent to everybody else including Spotify, that doesn't let Alex be on the platform. It really makes them look lame that this guy's spouting mostly truths. And, you know, look, Alex Jones has fucked himself with the Sandy Hook thing. That's just the way it is. He fucked himself by going after the fucking parents and whatever and saying, that your kid really didn't die. You know, I mean, he fucked himself hard with that. I don't think
Did you hear his explanation about that in the first interview with Alex Jones that Rogan did about a year or so ago?
Yeah, I heard it.
He explained it.
I get it, but he came out with such fucking teeth on that without having all of the facts. And that's just the way it is. He was wrong. And that being said, I'm definitely not saying that he should be taken off the air for being wrong. You know, the him being right or him being wrong is what everybody else should use to decide if they want to listen to Alex Jones or not. Not fucking groupthink from Spotify or YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's where I have the biggest problem.
I mean, and I'm with you, Chris, but that said, you got to give Rogan some credit for continuing to bring him back on. I don't think he's going to back down from that. I mean, the fact that he had somebody there fact checking everything Alex said, and it turned out that Alex was 100% correct. I mean, if anything, that should boost the credibility of both Rogan and Alex Jones, right?
It does, but I'm going to tell you where the problem is. The one time somebody's wrong. And Joe's going to have to constantly, for the rest of his interviews, for the rest of these 5 years, he's going to have to be pitch perfect, 100% correct with every point. Because the minute he's not, you're going to hear all holy hell breaking loose that, see, Rogan's at it again, spreading disinformation. Take him off our platform. And that is the problem.
From what I've heard, and there's a couple other interviews I want to hear, but from what I've heard, I mean, Rogan has a larger following and audience than any of the network news companies, than any other podcast, right?
It does. Uh-huh.
So I really wonder if, I mean, I understand totally where you're coming from, and the idea that maybe he kind of boxed himself into a corner, right? Where he set the precedent where he has to fact check everyone now. But I'm wondering if, maybe I'm hoping that his audience and his following is just, you know, they're not going to fall into that trap.
Well, what's going to happen is if his show becomes lame, people are not going to tune in anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to get, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this politically correct stuff, and everything has to be, as Chris just said, pitch perfect. And, you know, the character is gone. It's a sanitized, sterilized show now. There's no interesting twists and turns anymore. It's not up to the listener to go, hey, that's kind of an interesting point. I don't believe it, but it's interesting. But instead it's, well, let's just fact check that. And it's like, well, you know what? I want a show that's kind of entertaining and kind of quirky and kind of wacky sometimes, but now it's not that way anymore. Now it's sterilized and everything is perfect. And it's just like, it's not fun anymore.
Neeley, I hear you, bro, but that you're speculating, right? I mean, you're kind of conjecturing. We don't know if that's actually going to happen.
No, you're right. You're right about that. But here's the real question. Why does Joe Rogan, an entertainer with a podcast, have to be held to an absolutely perfect standard of information, but the fucking news doesn't?
I'm with you on that. But, I mean, who's holding him to that?
Spotify.
Well, fuck Spotify.
Well, he works for Spotify.
That's the point.
You know what? I get my Joe Rogan podcast through iTunes, not Spotify.
Yeah, until the end of the year. Hold on, until the end of the year, dude. Dude, on December 31st, you won't get it through Apple anymore. You're going to get it only
exclusively Spotify. Exclusively?
Yes, that's what the $100 million 5-year contract is. It's exclusive to Spotify only.
It ends. He won't be on YouTube anymore, and he won't be on any of the podcast networks anymore after December 31st. So you're going to have Spotify.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not going to pay a subscription to Spotify. I mean, I first learned about their censorship when I don't know, they tried to have him remove an interview he did with some author of a book regarding like teenagers, transitioning, and all that kind of shit.
Mhm.
Right. Did he give into that? Did he succumb to it?
Well,
I think
he let it go.
they removed that episode, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that episode's not up. The old Alex Jones episodes are not up. The Milo Yiannopoulos episode is not up. You know, anything that he's done with anybody controversial is not there now.
So what can all of us, nameless, faceless minions do to, I don't know, encourage him or push him to go independent or?
Well, he was independent.
Dude, he's not the issue. Here, the issue is he's made a choice. His choice does not involve you, me, Neeley, anybody. His choice was, I'm taking $100 million to make my show exclusive to this platform. That's his choice, and whether people go to it or not is up to the people to do that. He doesn't care. $100 million, I don't blame him. $100 million, I'll go and fucking do a show on CNN. I don't care. You know, that's a lot of money. But
so they bought him out.
They bought him out, yeah.
And he sold out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for making 2020 a much worse, shittier year than it had to be. All right.
Yeah, it's all us, dude. It's all us.
Yeah, I know. I love you guys. Hey, hail and kill. Fuck you, pal, and hands up.
See, there's a guy who follows Rogan,
Mm-hmm.
enjoys what Rogan does because, Rogan built his audience the way that he wanted to build it.
Yeah.
Some company came in, bought him out, and he goes, what? After the first of the year, it's exclusive to Spotify only? Fuck that. I'm not getting a subscription just to hear Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
See?
Well, and just so that guy's aware, you don't have to have a subscription to listen to Rogan.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the commercials in between the breaks and shit, I guess.
Yeah. But you do have to have Spotify on your device or
right, of course,
on your computer or whatever. You can't just download it because that's the way Spotify works. Is everything is resident to their fucking software.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, I mean it's a bad situation, and I hate it because I like Joe. I'm a very big fan of Rogan, but I don't know, man. I just think that he made a huge, I don't want to say mistake because, dude, $100 million, you walk away with $100 million without fucking robbing somebody. That's, bravo on you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a mistake, but it's just, I just think that he torched what made his show special.
Well, I agree, and that's exactly what happens. In fact, I heard Styx talking about, being that he's, built an audience on various platforms, be it YouTube or BitChute or wherever he posts his stuff, and he was just talking about it. He says, well, as you become more and more popular and you have a following, you're going to get those corporate offers,
right?
And he says, and I've had a few corporate offers, but I don't want to go down that road because I don't want to be beholden to somebody.
Right. I just posted this up on the picture thing. It's an interesting point. This guy TR said, I actually sort of disagree with this stance. I think given how close we are to an election and Rogan's current image of being the purveyor of truth and honesty, he's trying to maintain that for now.
I don't know.
I don't know that
I don't know that the election has anything to do with it.
I don't know that Joe is known as being the purveyor of truth and honesty.
I don't think so either. He's not a reporter. He's just an entertainer. He just has quirky guests.
Yeah.
Controversial guests, people that have an opinion that maybe is outside of the, out of step with society, whether it's a Ted Nugent or, and people, Ted Nugent, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Guy like that, you talk to him, or again, another, the Alex Jones or any one of those people that have kind of weird or out of step with, normal society ideas and so on and so forth. That's what makes it interesting. You can listen or don't listen.
Yeah.
But it's not, Joe Rogan is out there saying, yeah, you should listen to Ted Nugent because he's right.
Mm-hmm.
No, he goes, Ted's kind of controversial. He's got his viewpoints. He's kind of a wild man, but let's hear from him because he is a wild man.
He is.
You know, that kind of stuff. So that's why people listen. But if you go, wait a minute, Ted, wait a minute. You can't say that the former president is a mongrel.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute now.
How dare you use that freedom of speech that you have? You know, they're all fucking nutcases now. You know, Paul Stanley, Sebastian Bach, Alex Skolnick. They're all fucking lunatics. All of them.
Yeah, well, they all have the same shared political viewpoint. They're all lefties.
Well, I'm not saying the people that are hard right are not lunatics too. I think Ted's a lunatic. I think Kid Rock's a lunatic. I think they're all lunatics just for the fact that they fucking stake their reputation on some other fucking guy.
Yeah, true.
That, you know, on any guy. Anybody, I can't do it. I cannot say, this is the guy that represents me. There's only one guy that's ever going to represent me. That's me.
The guy in the mirror.
Yeah, that's it. I don't need to fucking say, well, Donald Trump is my guy, or fucking Joe Biden and me. We're a team, baby.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that. I can't align with anybody when, you know, I align with one person. I know what I do is just to what I want to do. And that's all the more loyalty I'll ever have to anybody.
I agree.
Fuck all these criminals.
I agree. I mean, I started the show, you know, almost 25 years ago, you know, just because I wanted to do something that was, you know, to my liking.
Right. Yeah, it's,
you know, it wasn't because, oh man, I can't wait to get into corporate radio and do what corporate radio tells me to do.
right. And we don't, you know, and that cracks me up too, is the, you know, the people, I love the people that like what we do, that are saying that, and it's, I take the heat from it too, but they, you know, they say that we're fucking Trumpies and this and that. And it's like, okay, Biden guy, if you like what we do, this is one of the things that they'll do away with. You having freedom, us having freedom of speech, us being able to say our opinions, us being able to, you know, cancel culture fucking rose up from the goddamn left side of the aisle.
Yeah.
That's where it came from. And now you're going to put that in charge? Well, they're going to cancel your fucking beloved CMS. As much as Joe Rogan, as much as Styx Hexenhammer, as much as Jericho Green, as much as everybody. Anybody that has a view that is not fucking towing the goddamn line and sucking the fucking D-laden dick is going to be fucking thrown off. Wake up. How can you not see that? How can anybody not see that? That's what I don't get.
Well, again, I agree with you, but the thing is that some people are in such a stupor that they go, oh, that'll never happen.
Yeah, sure.
That'll never happen.
Sure it won't.
It happens so incrementally that will it happen tomorrow? No. But will it happen 3 years from now? Good chance.
Who says? I disagree with you there.
You
I think it could happen tomorrow.
Well, you think it would flip like flipping a switch?
Yeah. I do think it could happen. Look at the way fucking YouTube knocks off these guys, you know, 50 at a time, 100 at a time.
Yeah, but it didn't start just yesterday. It started 3 years ago.
But look how it's going right now.
I agree, but what I was trying to say here is that it starts incrementally. It didn't start just yesterday.
Yeah.
It's ramping up to the point now to where it's a fevered pitch, but it started 3 years ago.
Yeah. And Brian in the chat room, I agree with your point. We're getting thrown off now with Trump in office. You're right. We are. Because unfortunately, Trump being in office is only one of the positions. It's that fucking legislative branch that's our fucking problem right now.
We have, and people, you know, again, if you haven't voted or if you're not registered to vote, we have got to flip that house back. We have got to get rid of that nut job, Nancy Pelosi and her cronies over there.
And Cook Schumer.
Well, he's in the Senate.
Yeah, but still, he needs to go.
Well, he needs to go, but he doesn't have much power because right now the Republicans hold the Senate. But we got to flip that house back.
Yeah, it's a mess, and believe me, I'm not a political guy anymore. I'm really not. But it's fucking scary to me when you see fucking twats like AOC gaining with her lunacy, gaining fucking footholds with her fucking creative $1 trillion policies for the new deal. What is that? The Green Deal?
New Deal.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. We're going to spend $10 trillion and build more windmills. Fuck you, stupid twat. Go back to bartending.
Yeah, make me a drink, bitch.
Yeah, go back to doing something you were better at.
We don't even know if she was a good bartender.
We don't. Just fucking wear a tight shirt, fucking serve a drink. That's what you're here for. You can even put "Me Too" on the fucking shirt. It's okay if you're upset that I fucking want to see your tits.
Exactly.
Fine. Stupid twat.
All right, let's take a break. Let's play a couple of songs and let's come back and talk a little bit about since you ended this segment with about who we're following. Let's talk about a documentary that you turned me on to this week on HBO.
Okay, cool.
About following.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll let you pick a tune.
All right. Let's go with Annihilator. King Jumps Queen.
Okay.
From Set the World on Fire. I have been just on an Annihilator kick this week for some reason.
Well, you just get something in your head and it just sort of like sticks.
Well, yeah, and you know what? They're one of those bands that I did not beat to death back in the day. You know, like, it's weird. Like, I don't know, for you, can you go back and listen to, like, even the great ones? Can you go back and listen to Rust in Peace regularly, or is it now just once in a great while?
I mean, you know, there were things in my catalog that were staples, you know, that you listen to pretty religiously, but you know, I agree with you.
Yeah. So, and that's where I'm at, is like Annihilator is one of those bands that I did not beat the shit out of. So now listening to a lot of it still feels fairly fresh and new to me. So, you know,
or you kind of rediscover it, you know, or you didn't dig into it very deep before, but now you're digging into it.
Exactly. And I've just been all week this week. I was playing Annihilator albums. Love them.
Nice.
So good.
So what was it you wanted?
Night Jumps Queen.
Okay. Annihilator.
Yep. It's from Set the World on Fire.
I got it. All right. Well, let's play a couple of tunes here. We'll come back and we'll talk documentaries here.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, here it is. It's Annihilator exclusively here
on your classic metal show.